Okay, here's a screenshot from RS Logics. As you can see, it is working. It's not the best updates because I'm going over a virtual connection, but you can see the done and the enable bits are changing here once in a while with this timer. And if you watch this value right here, this is the value we're reading from an analog sensor, and I can, as I move the sensor a little bit, it'll change. Alright, so that's the project working. This is essentially the demo project that we gave you a while back from Banner. The only thing is it's been changed to reflect your IP addresses, and I'll show you that here in a minute. So here's the setup screen, and you can see it's pretty much similar to what you had. And the only other thing, if we look at the multi-hop, we can see we're going to your IP address here, right there. Alright, so there's that. Okay, so now here we are at the Banner configuration page. Notice it's the IP address I believe you guys had. One thing I need you to check is on this home page, which you can get to anytime by clicking the banner symbol, is the firmware version of the gateway, which will show right down here in the lower left. I'm using version 2.27. So some of the other things you can check, if I hit the network tab, login, root, SXI, a couple things to check. What I decided to do, this is a little different setup than yours, but it's very similar and it'll be easy for you to look at. If you remember, Steve has mapped some I/O over to the gateway. So on the device, so if you go to System, Local Registers, the first device, 0, he's got a bunch of stuff in here. And this seems to work for him, but for the life of me, I can't get it to work. I don't know why not. So what I've done is I've gone into here, I've gone to Next, and for the various nodes, so I think you have 3 nodes. So this is node 1, device number 1. Here's the data coming in. Now it won't change unless I update it. Let's go ahead and try and update it here. Alright, it changed a little bit. I'll move the sensor and we'll hit update. So you can see it changed a little bit. That's this value right here. Now notice I went ahead and just checked the EIP box for all these data. So basically for each node I'm reading in 16 words of data. Alright, so here's node 1, here's node 2, and so forth for node 3. These will read in, if we go back all the way to the beginning here, to the gateway. Since none of this is checked, the first register you're going to read in your N file is N100, and it'll be the first data location in node 1. And if you look, I'm not sure where your analog input's coming in. On mine it's coming in on analog input on IO5. Alright? So that's where it comes in. And so forth. So for node number 2, the first data location will be N100 31 or 30 or 32 or 33. So now if we go back to links and look at this, and hang on, bear with me a minute. If I can find links. I'm working on a remote computer, so it's taking me a little bit. If I go back to links here, and notice this is the first location. It came in on the 5th word. Alright? So those are a couple of things to check. We'll go over those really quick. First, in the banner config, go to the home page here and check the IP or not the IP, but the firmware version. Then in your network settings, your system settings, local registers, make sure you have EIP checked for device number 1, 2, and 3. And make sure you have everything unchecked for device number 0, the gateway. Those are some things to check.